For nearly half an hour this morning, Trump sat less than 20 feet away from Carroll as a panel of federal appellate judges heard arguments on why they should overturn the jury's decision. Once he returned to Trump Tower, Trump repeated some of the very same lines that got him into an $83 million hole.
But this case involved a woman who wrote a book, and I guess she said something in the book. That's when I first heard about it. I first heard about it in the White House. And of course, I denied the story because it's not true. I have no idea who the woman is, and I never met her. As far as I know, I never met her. I never touched her. I would have had no interest in meeting her in any way, shape, or form. There was never a claim. There was never a police report. There was never anything mentioned. There was never publicity 30 or 40 years ago, whenever it took place. So think of the impracticality of this. I'm famous. I'm in a plane. People are coming into the plane. And I'm looking at a woman, and I grab her, and I start kissing her and making out with her. What are the chances of that happening? It couldn't have happened. It didn't happen. And she would not have been the chosen one. She would not have been the chosen one.
I'm just a messenger here. But if someone is accusing you of SA, sexual assault, sexual abuse, and you go do a press conference, you say things like, I didn't do it. I'm not that type of person. It's not who I am. I would never harm someone like that. She would have not been the chosen one. Ooh, that don't look good. That don't look good. And if you're still here, just know this is him talking about one case of the multiple cases that's been brought up against him. And for him to say you would have not been the chosen one, it's just weird to me. I don't know. You guys tell me, am I tripping? Is that not weird? So you telling me you would do it, but it wouldn't have been her? Because that's what it sounds like. And this is what's keeping him caught up in the courts and keep being found guilty, because he cannot stop saying things like this.
I feel sad that I have to come up here and explain it. I have all this legal talent, but legal talent cannot overcome rigged judges. They can't overcome a 4% Republican area. And I'm disappointed in my legal talent, I'll be honest with you.
I want you to understand something. He's already been found guilty. I want you to understand that. The dress is just one piece of evidence. So everyone who's watching this is going to say this is going to be a biased video. He's already been found guilty. This is an appeal. This is not, this is up for debate. It's just crazy to me how the system is only good when it works for him. If you are watching this and you think this is a biased video, you can't be biased when something is facts. I just want to let you know that. He's been found guilty already. He's appealing this. This is an appeal, which take a big L, right? And it's because of the things he says. He doesn't know how to stop being misogynistic. He doesn't listen to his legal team, his PR team. Come on, man. And then he gets up here and he slams his legal team and he thinks he's going to be successful in court. And then there's one more clip I want you guys to see to understand why this man is losing it.
There was one other thing that Donald Trump said today that I want to point out because it kind of involves me.
But they're the Anderson Cooper tape. And in the Anderson Cooper tape, it's an interview of her. And Cooper says something to the effect, did he rape you? Did he rape you? He was so happy. Oh, did he rape you? And she gave a very good answer for me, but a bad answer for CNN, for Anderson. And he said, we're going to commercial break right now. We're going. Then she came back from commercial break and she was much more hostile. We wanted to get the outtakes. In other words, what did Anderson Cooper talk to her about during that intermission for a commercial that he called for immediately? Where do you see this? I mean, some of you have seen it, some of you haven't.
First, I just want to show you what it is he's rambling about. This was part of my interview with Carroll that took place on my show on CNN in 2 blocks, 2 segments separated by a commercial break. Now, this is what you would have seen if that night you were watching at home or wherever, and we went to commercial and then came back from commercial. We're not going to actually play the entire commercial break you would have been watching. So take a look.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just,
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
What? What did I just watch? Okay, hold on.
Cancer is the ugliest disease mankind has ever faced.
We're now in my conversation with E. Jean Carroll and the president's latest denial of her sexual violence allegations against him. He said, quote, "She's not my type." He's also said previously he did not know her, had never met her, even though they had in fact met. She's the one on the left, along with her husband, a local news anchor at the time, and the president's wife at the time, Ivana. The president has also said flat out that she is lying. Okay, so that commercial break, which we only just played a snippet of the commercial, ran 4 minutes long. So the former president seems to be suggesting that something we discussed, or that I discussed with E. Jean Carroll during a 4-minute long commercial break that you would have been watching at home, made Ms. Carroll change her tone toward him. Not sure her tone actually changed in the second block of the interview, but that's besides the point. The problem with this conspiracy theory is that this interview was actually pre-recorded, and we had to pre-record a toss to a commercial break and then welcome viewers back after a commercial break so that the entire 2 parts of the interview would fit into my show that night. So when you do that, when you interview someone for however many minutes, and then you toss to a break that'll later be inserted into the broadcast, you don't sit there for the entire 4 minutes of the commercial break with the guest just waiting to then come back to the show. Because it's pre-recorded, you don't have to sit there during commercial break. You just take a few seconds, you make sure the control room is still recording, you welcome viewers back as if you've just come out of a commercial break, and you continue with the interview. And that's exactly what I did with E. Jean Carroll. And I know this because we have the tape. Here's the raw, unedited video of what was actually being recorded, and you will hear exactly what I said in the few seconds it took me to resume the interview. We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
That's still creepy.
All right, so we good? We coming back?
Yeah, right back up. Stand by.
Okay. So before the break, you said you don't use the word rape. So that was the entire break. So when
Now, after watching this, Donald Trump should be mad at his legal team. How do you not know this? How can you let him get on stage and say that, not knowing that this is pre-recorded? This is a basic Google search. I mean, the legal team could have easily found out if this was a live interview or if this was pre-recorded before he got up there and made a fool of himself. You know what? He's right. He should be disappointed in his legal team. They should tell him to shut up, just run for president. Just focus on running for the president of the United States and let us, focus on your legal issues that you got. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Is his legal team failing him? Do you think he's guilty of all these allegations that's going up against him? I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't care if I like him or not. I gotta be real. I don't think he's guilty of everything. But you're not innocent of all of them. Come on, man. We've heard the things you've said. We've heard the rhetoric of grab her by the you know what. We've heard you talk about 10-year-old little girls 10 years from now. We've heard the things that you actually said. So for me to believe that you're completely innocent in it, now, if you're still here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. I'll see you next video.